So you want to live off-grid in Fairbanks, Alaska. Every day we get Zillow calls. Let me tell you what they ask for. They're calling about places that are rustic, Alaskan, cozy. I'll tell you what those places really have in common is that I bet you can't even live in them right now. Here's the reality. Houses that are Alaskan, rustic, and cozy typically mean that they were built by like 6 people. They are pretty old, and I bet you they're like less than 1,000 square feet. Plus, who knows if it has running water. It might just have some extra charm. I'm gonna tell you what off-grid really means. So here's the deal. Off-grid means no electricity, no water source, no city utilities of any kind. Here's what these things actually mean, is that you might have like a gravity well, something that is, or a spring of some kind, meaning that water comes from the ground, and if you're getting it, that's great. Like a lake or a pond, I mean, it's totally possible. Not every plot of land has it, but if you do, I can bet you're gonna pay for it. Also, you're certainly going to need a generator. If you're gonna be living off-grid, this is non-negotiable. I mean, I guess, you could just be living off the land. I know a guy, one of the first people that I ever called, he was this fellow who told me he wanted to live in a wall tent, and sure enough, I was like, I don't know if I can help you. He found some land through the university. They auctioned off some land, and now he's living in a cabin that he built by himself, and him and his wife, and they got 2 boys, and they rip around on sleds and he traps. So, can happen. Could be you. The other thing is fuel, and whether it's wood or whether you're burning coal, I mean, I don't care what you do, but you need a way to be able to actually keep the place warm, and you're going to need the means to do that, meaning the tools, and then you're also going to need a place to keep all that material, whatever it is, that you collect. Okay, differences in your daily life. Here's what to expect. Oh my goodness. Here, one thing is this, your trash, right? I mean, everybody makes trash, doesn't matter where you are. So if you live in town, of course, a truck is gonna come by and they're gonna pick up your trash for you, whoop-de-doo. If you are living off-grid or maybe even just out of town, you'll probably get to experience the transfer site. Transfer site is a great place where people leave all sorts of things that they do not want anymore. There's kind of like a reuse area, and then there's just dumpsters, and that's it works typically. They started closing them at 10 o'clock because people were congregating around the transfer site too much. Bummer. Sometimes a 2 a.m. transfer site run hits. I found a couch one time. Great. Also, water. Like how you're going to get the water. I know we talked about it a little bit earlier, but it's likely, you might have a water holding tank, and that's something that you can haul yourself, and you can buy water at something like the Water Wagon. It's about 8 cents a gallon, or you can get it delivered, and that's, I think, like 10 cents a gallon, and then maybe like a delivery charge as well. And so those are some just immediate differences in the day-to-day. Of course, also, you're going to want some internet, pretty reasonable. I'll tell you this is that nothing is as reliable as Starlink once you're getting out of town. If you're really off the power grid and you're running off a generator and you are away from people, things, and places, Starlink is going to be the way to go. The other thing is, how do you get there? Are you on the road system? Do you need to take a trail? Are you the last house at the end of the road? And there's nobody plowing for 200 yards up from your neighbor, or if you have them, I would never be the last house, because that guy's got to get out sooner or later, so it's going to be his issue to deal with. But how are you getting there? Those are things that you all want to think about. And it's not just about having 4-wheel drive. Some places, depending on the time of year, even like how well the road is maintained, can impact your ability to get in and out of the place that you live easily. Now, what about the houses themselves? I mean, hear this. Let's say you find this awesome property and it's like 10 acres, it's got a house, shop, it's got all this stuff, and it's remote. What does that actually look like? For one, there is how you're storing things. You can keep stuff outside when it's cold, like most things, except for the things that aren't supposed to get cold. But then in the summertime, I think you're gonna need propane fridge, especially like we mentioned already, you're gonna need a generator and freezer as well, like a chest freezer that you'll plug in, unless, you're living off of like berries in the summer. Maybe you get really good at curing things, maybe fish, smoked fish. Those are the food options. Also, you got to figure out what's your heat source going to be, especially for the wintertime. The good news is if it's off-grid, hopefully, you won't have as many pipes to worry about. Fingers crossed. But obviously, you're going to need like cord wood. It's going to need to season. You want the moisture level in the wood to be, I think it's definitely below 12%. Something like that, pretty dry. And normally how you do that, some good birch or some spruce, and you cut it, you split it, you cut it down in the wintertime because the tree is easier to fell and it's also lighter to move around, and then you round it out and you do the rest of it in the summertime. I don't know if, this is not survivalist, but this is what I've heard, 6 years living in town, this is what I got for you. Take it or leave it. The cost. Let me tell you about it. So first, if you're gonna need power, you're gonna have a generator. If you have maybe a Toyo stove also, just as a backup to something like wood or even coal. Also, heating fuel at the bulk plant on Illinois. It's one place you can go. There's other places as well, cash deals and all the different sorts of things. But generally speaking, that gas right now, heating fuel number one, is about $3 a gallon as well at the time of making this video. You're gonna need to bring those sorts of things out there. I mean, also, are you gonna need a snow machine to get out there? Like I mentioned, are you gonna need a four-wheeler? Do you have a vehicle that has four-wheel drive and you're able to have some road access or some trail access? These are things you need to think about. We already talked about water, so I'll skip over that. But the point is, obviously, you might have to get water from somewhere if it's not on site. And the last thing is repairs. The cost of materials here in Fairbanks is typically anywhere from, I think, 1.25 to 2 times as much, depending on the material. And if you're hiring somebody to do it, which by golly, I hope if you're living off grid, you're not, either way, it's still gonna cost some extra money. So you really wanna take that into account when you're looking at a property and deciding, hey, is living out of town, around nobody, not near, like health services or anything like that for you? So what's really better? I mean, I think that's dealer's choice. Do you want to jump right in to having a full Fairbanks experience? I can promise you that hopefully I'll never live off grid. I mean, sometimes I'm going crazy and there's a lot of clients and things are happening and you feel overwhelmed and you're like, man, I'd love to get away, escape, go somewhere where nobody can reach me. But then when you think about the realities of that, it's not for everybody. However, if it is for you, we'd love to be able to help you out. We'd love to serve you. And if you've got a can-do attitude, I mean, you look at an example, I'll tell you, like Will Survives. He's on YouTube, he's on Instagram. Will Survives is like my favorite example of somebody who, I don't think that guy had ever done anything like out of the ordinary before, probably just living a life, enjoying himself. And then he decides that he's going to live off the land and just kind of figures it out because he had to. That's awesome. And he's a great basketball player and he's a great rapper. Shouts out to Will Survives. Alternatively, maybe you want to come and you can try out Fairbanks first. Live in a dry cabin for 6 months, a year. Figure out how it feels to be in this area, and also get a sense of the locations that you like the most, so you can kind of know, okay, I'd like to be here, I'd not like to be here. Those are the kind of things that anybody here at Majors could definitely help you out with. Lastly, here's what you need to know. This is how to shop wisely, even if you're looking off grid. First of all, know that you need to have cash. You're not going to be able to finance these kind of properties with a loan. Doesn't matter what you do. Bring some cash. That's the first thing. Maybe owner finance could be a fantastic option. Make sure you negotiate some good terms and hold escrow at a reputable company. When you're at the property, or if you're touring the property, or you're asking somebody like myself what's going on there, make sure you find out what property conveys with the sale. If that person's going to be leaving snow machines, a sawmill, wood splitter, all these kind of things, you want to make sure that you have that information so that it goes on a chattel list. Also, you want to know, you can try to average what the costs are. Find out if they have any spreadsheets or documents or past records of fuel usage, as well as any other, maybe materials that they're willing to leave on site with the right offer. Also, last thing I'd say is make sure that you know what the access is like. If you have to fly in, are you able to get there by a snow machine in the wintertime? How do you get mail? I mean, even in some of the most remote places in Alaska, you can still get mail twice a week, or sometimes, that's crazy to me. Coming from New York, never would have thought that's the case, but shouts out to Bush Pilots and the USPS, they get it done. So if living off-grid is something that you've ever considered or you'd like to know more about it, you can get us at our contact information, which will probably maybe show up on a video or be in a description somewhere. Also, you can comment off-grid, and I will personally, actually, right now it's me personally, I have no automatic system in place, so I personally will contact you and I will say, hey, here's the list of off-grid properties. Maybe one day I'll have a fancy, little robot do it for me. But until then, wishing you all the best. Have a great rest of your night. Thanks. Yee! Hey, it's DK. Who are you?
Win man. Only one. Is he?
That's right. Where are we right now? You can plug yourself.
Oh, Eat a Vibe Caribbean Cuisine. This, Jamaican restaurant, the only Jamaican restaurant in Alaska, not just Fairbanks. You feel me?
Whoa!
Try it when you get a chance. Got some really good food. I know the chef. That's why I know it's really good food.
I'm here talking about the expectations when people move from the lower 48 and they come up. The first thing I want to know is, have you ever lived in a dry cabin?
No, I have not. But I had a couple Airbnbs in them.
Okay.
Yes, I have.
Okay. One time, a long time ago, when Wayne and I were first getting to know each other, he did have a downstairs neighbor that would turn the hot water off on him.
Oh, give me 1 second. I'll tell you about that one. Oh my God. I had to take it by some customers. Yes. So then I did live in a dry cabin. If
That's when I asked you the question. That's what I thought.
Yeah. So I actually did live in a dry cabin. Long story short, I had a downstairs neighbor. He was very vindictive.
That guy was trifling.
Malicious, yes, to the landlord. Not even me. He was just trying to get a landlord, and he used me as the middleman to get to the landlord.
And you were being held hostage.
I was being held hostage of my hot water. It's crazy. And living in Alaska, that's one of the most precious things is hot water, mind you. Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Now, is living in a dry cabin off-grid? What do you think? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm a little bit different. I'm not your typical type of person. Off-grid, I love being off-grid. I love being in nature and everything. Not so much in the cold, in the snow.
Okay.
But in the summertime, I wouldn't mind it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Good. When people come from the lower 48, do you think that they have a realistic expectation of what it means to live?
No.
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 I didn't have a realistic. Yeah. I came here March 2021, right when winter was getting finished up with. And even then, I was just like, I got off the plane. I tell the story all the time. I got off the plane. I never seen snow before. I'm from Florida, Jamaica, then Florida. Never seen snow before. Came all the way up here. Crazy. But I came off the plane. I picked up the snow in my hand, fumbled it a little bit, and I was ready to go back in the airport, on the plane, and back to Florida. And that's the expectation you should have when you come up here. Yes.
All right. Fair. We're going to do a little this or that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm curious to know what you'll say. The other people I've asked, I can predict what they'll say. I'm not sure. Okay.
Talk to me.
The options. This is heating options.
Mm-hmm.
A wood stove or a forced air furnace.
Forced air furnace.
Okay. All right. A forced air furnace or the hot water baseboard.
Hot water baseboard all day.
Okay. All right. Hot water baseboard or radiant floor heat.
Both. I lived somewhere that had both, but the floors.
Okay,
floors.
you like
Yes.
the floors.
Yes.
Okay, all right. This is a good. What about heated floors or burning coal?
Heating floors.
Yeah, that is good. Do they have houses that have central heat in Jamaica? Does it get cold enough that people want heat? No. So just like in Fairbanks, no central AC. In Jamaica, no central heat.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
All right. Hey, what's up? It's DK. Who are you?
Jack Snow.
Yeah. Jack was my first ever interview. I'm very grateful for Jack's participation in that. How are the marketplace finds these days?
Just keep getting better, man.
Wow, that's good.
Prices are getting worse, but the fines are getting better.
Wow, that's good. Is living in a dry cabin living off grid?
No,
Why?
because it depends on where the dry cabin is. I feel like,
Okay.
but
All right.
most of the dry cabins I know are in small dry cabin neighborhoods, and that's. You could just go to your neighbor's house and get whatever you need. Or,
You're not really remote.
yeah.
Uh-huh,
That's remote would be my definition of off-grid.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think when people is looking from the lower 48, you think that they know game or they don't know game when they think about coming up here?
They don't know game, bro.
They don't know game?
Nope.
No.
Yeah. They don't. Nobody understands until they get here.
Okay. All right. So you need to be on site.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
We're going to do like a this or that.
Okay.
Okay. Wood stove or forced air heat?
Wood stuff.
So it begins. Wood stove or Toyo stove?
Wood stuff.
All right. Wood stove or hot water baseboard?
Wood stuff. It's free, bro.
Wood stove or radiant floor?
Wood. Oh.
Are you asking me?
No, wood stove heated. Radiant floor heating.
No. On a boiler?
Wood stove.
Okay. Wood stove or coal?
Wood stove.
All right, perfect. Well, this is what we're here for today, Jack. Thanks, brother. Hey, everybody. It's your boy DK. Who are you?
Hey, I'm Ian.
Are you ready?
Yes,
I think that's a lie.
it is, yeah.
Is it living in a dry cabin living off grid?
No,
Why?
because you literally are on the electrical grid.
What do you think people like? What's the have you ever had a client call you and they're looking for something and they think they want to be off grid and they don't?
I've convinced, I would say 99% of the people who want to be off grid to then move to the grid. Every time it starts that way. They want to live off grid, and then I tell them, this is going to be hard and expensive. And they say, let's move on grid, because you can definitely find places that are just as remote as they want to be while still being connected to everything that you would be in a normal home.
If you had to choose a heating system, wood stove or forced air furnace?
Wood stove.
Okay, wood stove or Toyo heater?
Wood stove.
Okay, wood stove or baseboard heating?
Wood stove.
Wood stove or radiant floor?
I hate radiant floor. Wood stove.
Wood stove or coal?
Can't expose myself like that. Wood stove.
Okay, so it sounds like you're a wood stove guy.
I wood stove is superior. Correct.
Okay, all right, great, cool. All right, well, I guess that's what we got for you for now. Thanks, Ian.